Hello there, folks. Welcome to the Dhbxs show. What is an XS show? It's just basically me sitting in my garage, mumbling shit in the microphone because I'm bored. I've got some free time today because the kids are at school, so I thought oh, wait a minute, more goodness. This song is banging, by the way. So yeah, I'm sitting twiddling my thumbs. I thought, you know what I could do? I could go outside in the garage and, just speak some crap in the microphone and also play some of the baddest song in the world. Are you ready? Oh yeah. That song is amazing, by the way. That song, would you believe, I came across that song on a VR game. I was playing some VR the other day. I've got like one of those Meta Quest 2 headsets. And on there is a song, or there's a game called Synth Riders, where you're basically like holding two balls of light and you're swinging around trying to smash things coming towards you to a synthetic music background. And that was one of the songs came on, and I was fucking delighted. It's wonderful. It's called Tonight. It's a song by a band called Sunset Neon. I would highly recommend you check that out. Well worth a look. Hey, how are you guys doing? I've got no idea what's going on here. Here's the problem, is that we haven't been able to record a show for a couple of weeks, few weeks, just through work and other commitments. So I felt bad that you guys hadn't heard any goodness for a while. So I thought what I can do is I can record some badness and record a DHB XS show. So what is an XS show? Well, folks, if you're new to this podcast feed, this isn't one of our regular shows. This is just a bit of an extra content. Me sitting in my garage. Quite hot, to be honest with you. Today, I think the forecast today has the weather hitting 26 degrees or something. So already, the garage is probably the coolest part of the house. Everything else is fucking cooking. So I thought, I'll sit in the garage, play with the PC, maybe fire up the old recording deck, fire up the old microphones, and that's why the sound quality might be not quite as good, because I'm using the microphones from the very start, from the very start of the show. When, back when, episode 1, 2, 3, 4, I had this small Shure microphone with a pop filter, and it was okay. As you can hear right now, it's okay, but it's not quite as good quality as our microphones we use for the regular shows. So this might sound like a pile of absolute horse shit, but we'll give it a try anyway. So how are you all doing today? How's all things? How's tricks? How's life treating you? Is the big question. Things are good with me, thanks. Thanks for asking. Just getting old and boring and having a day off today. I've had a very busy kind of few weeks. This weekend, of course, as well, was the Rubes' 40th birthday party, so we've been celebrating quite a lot over the last kind of few days. Today, though, took the kids to school and then realised I'm gonna have 3 hours, 4 hours of just being alone, and that's wonderful. I can't tell you how much I fucking love that. No one around me. I love my family with all my heart. They're amazing. Had a great weekend with the Rubes, dumped the kids with the grandparents, had a wee night in town, which you should have seen the state of her the next day. I'll maybe leave that for the big show. But, so, it's been a really good time. But you also need that time just to sit by yourself and unstack and unwind and kind of just, be human again. It's kind of the thing. So yeah, I thought I would do this. Just basically fire things up. What I've done is I've kind of butchered some of the old fucking kit, and I've got it set up in my garage. Like I said, I'm using the old recording board we did before Lurchy bought a fancy brand new one. Microphones again, like I said, microphones from 1900 Note Cake. I can't find my headphones, so they are, I believe they're in a bag in Lurch's house. So I'm having to use just some cheap in-ear fucking things I bought from a shop for £5 in a sale. Those ones you buy where you're like, oh, I could totally use those, and then you buy them and you throw them in a fucking drawer and then never look at them again. So I'm digging through the garage, find this still sealed pair of really cheap, shitty in-ear earphones, and so they're plugged into the board. So I don't even know if I sound any good at all. I can hear myself just vaguely, and I can hear the tunes vaguely that I played there. But that's kind of it. Everything else is absolute horseshit. Everything else just sounds like crap. So how have you been? All good, I hope. Everything's been good with us. I'm trying to think what I can update you with. We've been, like I said, it's been the Robes' birthday there just past. We were in town. I don't know how much about that I can talk about without spoiling it for the next show, but it was glorious. We went to, you know what? I'm going to go into it because, why not? Let's do it. So we'd arranged to go to town on the Saturday. I'd arranged a hotel and out for drinks and stuff, and that was all well and good. But I'd also arranged a session at a place called Hatchet Harry's. Now, Hatchet Harry's it's basically it's an archway under a fucking train line, and you're in this kind of purpose-built kind of facility in there now as well too. And you've got like your own kind of caged-off area with wooden targets below you, and they give you axes, and you just throw the axes at the shit until you kill the shit, basically. So, I mean, it was all well and good, Of course, my wife being hyper-competitive, it became almost like a battle. I was scared the axe was going to come my way, in fact, at one point. But because we had a challenge, and you had to earn the most points by hitting this target, and over like 5 rounds, and I won by a singular point. And you've never seen my wife as fucking enraged, quietly. You know that thing where they do where they're quietly just fucking raging, but they'll well done. That was great. Good job. Man, that was a tough one. Yeah, but you can see inside she's imagining burying one of those axes to the fucking hilt in my cranium. Which, because she's so angry, which is competitive, like she'll properly, like she will risk life and limb to try and beat you. We were once on quads, having a wee race on quads, and she was doing jumps off of brows of hills that would kill a lesser human purely to stay ahead of me and to try and win what in her mind was a race and everyone else's mind was a casual, jolly through the fucking hills. So she will like just go over the end to try and put you down and kill you. So that was a good start to things, of course. The wife's raging because, I just beat her by one point. That probably made things worse, was the fact it was just 1 point. So yeah, we did that. We then hiked back up to the city. And this is the thing as well, though. Now, I don't know if it's because, we moved out of the city and, because I was in the city for, over 20 years, like 30, almost 25 years probably, working in the city, living and working in the city, having moved down from Thurso. And when you leave the place, like we moved out to a small village in the Shire, and then whenever you go back in the city, though, I don't want to say it's snobbery, because it's totally not snobbery. It's not. It's just like, you just look at it and go, ugh, like everything's just fucking shit. Like, even the main street now in Aberdeen, it's, most of the good shops are gone. Like, everything's fucking closed. You've got bars, like the bars we went to, good bars and stuff, but I say good bars. We went to one place and, it's properly filled with, like, I'm an old guy, so no matter where I go, I'm going to go in bars and go, ugh, it's just full of fucking kids in this place. This is I'm going to get grumpy. But this place in particular, man, it was like if you want to play the game, spot the they them, you would be outnumbered in this place. You would lose count. You wouldn't have enough fingers and toes to keep track of the they thems. And like I'm not being disparaging. Like that's your lifestyle choice. You do you. But does it have to come with shaving your head to look like a hillbilly, wearing big ass dungarees that androgenize every part of your body, to in like burning heat. It's warm inside, it's hot outside, and you're sitting there with like a big padded fucking jumper on, and you've got like purple and green eyeshadow that makes you look like a demon. You've got, if you walked past a high-powered magnet, the amount of piercings that would rip your body to shreds as they exited you at 700 miles per hour would leave you absolutely destroyed. Like, everything's pierced, Like, and do you remember how, like, we used to mock rednecks? Or certainly the kind of redneck, the redneck mullet, the kind of shaved sides, bit long on top, party at the back, classic fucking redneck stuff. That's the end thing now. All the dudes are wearing these hairstyles. Now, you know what? I can't judge. I've got no hair to fucking complain about. Mine all left my body. Well, my head, certainly. Everything else is hairy as fuck. But my head, the hair went toodaloo, motherfucker, and left. So I can't gauge what's cool these days. I'm probably at that age now where I'm doing the whole kind of old man hating the world and like, oh, music these days is shit. Hairstyles are shit. Everything is shit. Which it kind of is, to be honest with you. Let's face it, everything's piss. So, but these hairstyles are like, men and women both, it's a shared hairstyle. Everyone's got this fucking hairstyle. And so we walk in and we're dressed, I'm not even going to say normally, because normal's changed. Normal isn't normal anymore. It's changed. I don't know what normal is anymore. But we're dressed to what we think would be normal. I've got like a nice just blue shirt on, a pair of jeans, a nice pair of shoes. My wife's looking gorgeous in a little black dress. Just looking how we feel is nice to look. And some of these fucking abominations dragging themselves out, with jeans hanging off their asses, the pants hanging out, mullet hairdos, dungarees, padded jackets. What's with padded jackets? I'm all good for the jackets that make you look like you're wearing a fucking duvet. I'm fine with those if it's middle of winter. But this is summertime, guys. The sun's out, Why do you need a padded fucking jacket in the middle of the sunshine? Are you trying to sweat? Is that your kind of is that the cool thing? To be sweaty? What if you pull, right? What if you manage to find another they, them, and not then, of course, offend them by, misgendering them or assuming their sexuality? Or how do young people even meet anymore and get together? How do you, do you hand over like business cards and say, look, hey, I am this, but identify as this. I'm sexually attracted to this. I also like to go and shit in letterboxes. Do you have to have a fucking resume now before you? Because if you say to someone, "Hey, how you doing? Going to get your number?" You're just going to get, "Oh, you're sexually molesting me," and next thing you know, you're getting dragged before the human rights courts for misgendering and sexual provocation. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a bit old manny, grumpy, cynical here. But how do young people meet anymore? Or is it all done online, like with Tinder and all that bullshit? I suppose there you could say, right, this is what I'm looking for, this is what I am, this is what I identify as, and that might work. You do it all on Tinder or whatever other. Is Plenty of Fish still a thing? Plenty of Fish? I used to use Plenty of Fish back in the day when I was a young single man, and I mean, some of the horror stories from that thing, Jesus wept. Like like every and women would trick you, man. They would do a thing, when if you look at a woman's profile picture and the picture's being taken from above their heads, they're looking up at the camera. That's deliberate because it hides the chins, right? And so all you see is like a chinless face and maybe a bit of cleavage, a bit of cleavage, and you're like, oh, okay, I'm sold. You're a man, you enjoy boobs, so you're okay, cool, let's get in touch, and then you meet the person, and this happened to me. You meet the person in a bar, say like a short bus ride from your home, and they walk in, and it's like Jabba the Hutt has gained legs, and is just waddling, bum-bumf, in like a moo-moo. Do you remember when Homer Simpson got horribly fat in The Simpsons and had to wear a moo-moo and was kind of housebound and working from home? Yeah, well, that, wearing a fucking moo-moo and like some kind of, Andy cap, flat cap type thing. What the fuck is that? And I remember even the barmaid, had jokes saying, "I hope that's not your date." And they came straight across, "Hello, Scott," or "Hello, Scott." Oh, for fuck's sake! Oh, so yeah, like it's too easy to be tricked on online dating. I mean that night there ended up with me jumping on a bus to escape. Luckily, the driver knew who I was a friend. And just sank the foot before she could climb a fucking waddled foot, a heavily destroyed foot onto the bus. And he just zoomed off. Beautiful, saved my life. But, for fuck's sake. But so you have to watch out for these warning signs, these overhead shots, the cleavage shots, and it's much worse now for younger people these days, because you do have to worry about, well, do they identify as something else? Do they, maybe they identify as a wolf? Do I come with some doggy treats? Do I do I get a shock collar? What the fuck do I do here? So yeah, that bar was fucking hoaching with them. So we left there. I went somewhere else, a little bit quieter because we're old. We want to speak a little bit quieter, and then just started smashing into the drinks. By the way, this also really annoys me about the city now, is that, like any city, I'm assuming your city will be the same as this too as well, where your nightlife is dying. It used to be the case in Aberdeen, certainly, where 7 nights a week the city was busy, bars were busy, you could go out any night and guaranteed to meet people, see people, and have a laugh. Some nights were cheaper than others, like student nights and stuff. It was great, but nowadays, this was a Saturday night and nowhere seemed busy. Even the bar that we were in, which is historically quite a busy bar, or used to be certainly in the past, there was no problems getting served, no problems getting I never once had to queue at the bar. Walking around with drinks in my hand, I didn't have to push past anybody, or it was half dead. And then even later on, we went to one of the clubs nearby, which again is Saturday night. This is quite a new club as well too, and it's dead. And you're and then you hear about all these city venues that are saying, "Oh well, we're dying because footfall traffic's going down, and no one's coming out anymore. Everyone's drinking at home." Do you know why everyone's drinking at home? And let me tell you this amazing fact. Is that drinks have become so expensive in the city. I know that it's a cost of living crisis and the costs get passed on to the customers. But if I go to the bar and buy 2 drinks, I buy a pint and I buy a cocktail or a strawberry daiquiri or something, or I buy a vodka and lemonade for my good lady wife, and then get charged £12 for the 2 drinks. You can see why. It's people are struggling to buy bread. Some people are eating fucking dog food, and you're asking me for £10, so £12 for 2 drinks, one of which is predominantly fucking ice with a splash of vodka flavouring sprinkled around it. What do you expect is going to happen in the city? Do you not understand that's why this shit dies? It just infuriates me, this kind of bullshit. So anyway, after getting a second mortgage out and buying some more drinks, and that was all well and good. We then drinks flowing pretty well, and we go to a club. The club's dead. We're like, oh man, it's too early to go back to our hotel. Where did we go? We went to the local gay bar because it's always busy and it's wonderful. What a great place! Everyone's friendly. There's no hassle. They don't mind us straighties being in there as long as we're behaving ourselves. Wonderful place, right? So we go there. And we meet, I meet a friend of mine who's in there drinking too, who's not gay, but he's in there with a couple of friends having a few drinks. Of course, the Rubes thinks this man's gay and then spends the entire night draped over him, hugging at the bar and stuff, and oh, this is my new best friend. And I didn't have the heart to say, yeah, he's a heterosexual male who's quite enjoying getting hugs from a buxom blonde right now. So you do you, pal. You carry on. So, but things took a turn for the worse. So we'd left there obviously at the end of the night, went back to the hotel, had some cold pizza still sitting there from earlier on, so that got smothered in your face, and we both passed out. Now the next morning, checkout's at 12 o'clock. We woke up at 10 o'clock because we hadn't got to bed till about 10 a.m. Got up at 10 o'clock, and the Rubes is in a bad way, man. She's destroyed. She's been sick already several times. She can't stand for long. Now, we're supposed to be getting a bus back to the village where we stay. That's not going to happen because the Rubes can't, envision having to sit still on a moving vehicle for more than, 10 minutes. Not even 10 minutes, a minute, and just feeling awful. So, what do we do? So initially I'd said to the other DHB hosts in our group chat, listen, any of you guys could be in the city and could perhaps run us home because a car journey is going to suck, but it's going to be quicker than a bus journey for the Rubes, who is currently sitting with her head in her hands, hating life, thinking she's dying. So Hot Sauce offered a lift. He was going to come in from Stonehaven, which is a good kind of, well, it'd take him about half an hour to get to us, and then a half hour then to drive us home, and then probably an hour for him to get back home again. I'm like, dude, that's really good of you to offer, but that's a big weight out of your way. But then the money maker Maynard, he stepped in. Don't worry, guys. I'm in the city. I'm going to go to the gym shortly. I'll come and run you home. And then, but still I felt bad because, it's out of his way. He's going to the gym. And then I got a message then from the Rubes' sister, the Jiller Miller, the Jiller. And the Jiller said, well, how are you guys doing? I'm like, oh, terrible. Rubes is at death's door. We're waiting for a lift. She goes, oh, look, I'll come and get you. Oh, fuck it, I'll come and get you. Like, cool. At least if the Rubes is sick, then it's in her sister's car and it can be dealt with. That's fine. We can live with this. So it gives us time to get outside. Rubes can get a bit of fresh air. We'll have a little bit of walking until Jiller Miller gets here. And then we're safely going up the road. So poor Rubes, we get out the place. There's a nearby car park for a supermarket. We get there. She's just doing laps, just walking laps. Shades on, hating life. Tried not to vomit everywhere. I'm sitting with the bags, and I'm like, well, I'm really thirsty. I could do some water, maybe a sandwich. I'm like, do you mind if I nip in the shop here? And, no, don't you move, fatty. You're guarding the stuff. So I'm left guarding the stuff, dehydrated, while she's doing laps at the car park. And then finally, the Jiller arrives, and we pile Rubes into the car. And my God, you've never seen a more miserable journey, like a more miserable half-hour journey in your like. All we could hear the bag see occasionally was and just death's door. It turns out we found out afterwards that she felt so bad at one point during the journey. She was like, I think I'm dying. I might need to ask them to drop me off at the hospital because I think I'm dying. But then her next thought was, I'm too embarrassed to say that I'm dying, so I'll just die. I'll just quietly sit back here and die, and that will save embarrassing me telling them that I'm dying. What kind of mind frame is that one? I'll just save embarrassing myself by saying that I'm dying. So we got back home, and I ran at the car, opened our front door of our house. The Rubes managed to get out of the car and straight up the stairs and straight into bed, where she spent the rest of the day and night. I saw her briefly later on. She emerged and she was more human, but the whole time was spent in bed. She even said that the foot journey from the car up the stairs to the bed was the worst moment of her life. It was like she felt like her body was failing her, that she was getting dizzy, her vision was going, and holy shit. And so you've got to remember, guys, when you hit older age, I'm not saying my wife's old, but it's a big number to hit. And when you hit big numbers, you can't go out drinking like a 20-year-old anymore. 20-year-old Scott, 20-year-old Rubes, I imagine, could go out and, drink, all night, stagger home at 4 a.m, probably have 5 hours sleep, feel a bit ropey when you wake up. You're like, fuck, I've got shit to do, man. So you're up and then you're out and you're going out to meet friends, or you're going out to do something, off to work perhaps, who knows. But nowadays, man, that shit doesn't roll. You hit kind of 40 upwards, then game's a bogey. If you're having to groan getting out of a chair or use supports to get you out of a chair, that's a good sign that you can't drink anymore, or you can't drink heavily anymore. Because, Jesus, if you think you're dying in the back of a car, but you're too embarrassed to ask for medical assistance, that's not a good sign. So yeah, the Sunday was a very muted affair. We had to cancel any plans for a meal with the family. We had to just let her chill. I was dealing with the kids and stuff, so it's been a bit of a wake up call saying we can't just drink like the young ones anymore. But I'll tell you though, we did on the Saturday night. We did keep up with the young ones. In fact, I ended up arm wrestling some of the gays in the gay bar. It was Ace. Rubes had her non-gay gay best friend. It was a bloody good night. We would do it again. There's a great bar, though, in the city. I don't know if you guys have... For those of you who aren't in Aberdeen based, you won't know about this place. And it's basically like a nightclub now that is filled itself full of arcade machines, like old arcade machines, old games, Frogger, Dig Dug, Spy Racer, all these old games that you buy a card from a machine, and then that card, you tap the machines to play each game, like £1 a go. Bit expensive for some of these old games, but hey-ho. So, we were up there living our best lives. I'm playing like bloody Dig Dug. I'm playing some Time Crisis, that kind of stuff. It's Guitar Hero. Oh man, what a place! But it's dead. Like, why is no one going there? And again, you're like, well, I can see why, because every drink costs you like £5 or more. It's fucking madness. Anyway. What else can I tell you about this on this Dhbx? I might do more of these, to be honest with you. See how, like, when we have breaks between shows, because obviously we can't record shows at the same regular level as we used to before when it was weekly. Now it's nearly always twice weekly, which is fine. 2 weekly, sorry. I think I might try to do more of these kind of like just like informal yaps. Just shooting the shit. Draining my brain into a microphone just to, say hello, touch base, and let you hear a few things that I've found on that. I've got a couple of clips for you that I'd like you to hear of shit that's happened on the internet. Stand by. Let me find the first one. So yeah, this first clip here, as you probably know on the show as well too, I lost a bit of weight there using the Dhbxs Mad Science Dust. And it worked really well, dropped a good bit of weight, 2 stone off. I've gained a bit back on again because, I've been back at the gym and I've been eating a bit higher and stuff, and I've been a bit lazy, but that's my own fault. But whilst on the Magic Space Dust, lost 2 stone in like 2 weeks. But there's people out there who don't think that diets are real, that we shouldn't be as fat phobic, that we should find fat attractive, that we shouldn't, that's cool. If you want to be fat, you be fat, that's cool. But if I'm not attracted to it, then don't, get upset, because it's not my thing. Some people love it. Some people are right into it. I'm not, and many others are not. And doctors don't think that you should be fat because, the NHS is pretty strained already. And the last thing I want to do is dig through fucking 15 litres of blubber to get to your organs to save you when shit goes south because they're covered in fucking lard. But this lady here who thinks that the science is absolute, that doctors can't prove the science. Science doesn't exist, seemingly. Isn't this bullshit?
Science doesn't exist.
Right, okay.
I have a master's degree in this. I get very angry when people start promoting.
Has she got a master's degree in what? Being fat? You can even, like, what? If you're saying the science doesn't exist, what is your master's degree in? Like, and you can hear the struggle for breath through those enormous cheeks.
Diets in their lives.
Right, so she's, like, doing the crazy eyes to the camera while she's speaking, and I guarantee there's going to be the wagging finger any second now.
And I have to go. I can't be around it. I'm a fat person, and you're attacking me by opening your mouth and saying shitty things about your fat body. Be careful on what you say and what you are perpetuating.
So if you like miscall yourself, what you're saying here is if you miscall yourself for being fat, like I have done many times on the show, or like Lurchy has done many, many, many times to me on the show, is if you make fun of yourself or you miscall your size, then you're perpetuating violence against her or hate towards her or people like her.
Because it's all tied to racism.
There we go. It's all tied to racism.
And eugenics. You're being a racist when you start promoting weight loss.
Her handle is @cutefatqueer, if that gives you any kind of indication.
I said what I said. It's the truth. Stop it right now. If you care about me, if you care about...
There goes the finger. There goes the finger.
Fat people, if you care about yourself, you will stop. You will stop right now.
You will, goddamn, I swear to God, you will stop right now, or I will come to your house, climb your 3 steps while sweating profusely and breathing like I've been fucking hit by my chest cavities filled with blood or lard, and I will give you a finger wag.
I had to leave alive this morning because they're all talking about diets and you gotta do what you gotta do and you gotta listen to your doctor. Your doctor's lying.
Doctors are well known for lying about fat people. It's I believe it's like there's been a paper written about it by somebody with a master's degree, no doubt. About how doctors lie. Because it's never their fault. It's never their fault because they eat too many chips. It's never their fault because you'd rather sit in your arse, eating potato chips and, drinking full fat cola rather than sit and maybe, go for a walk. Maybe just, it's my glands. It's my glands.
But you don't question it because they got the white coat. They know. They must know. No, the diet culture informs doctors. Science doesn't.
So the diet culture informs doctors are purely under the pay packet, which maybe some of them are. Maybe some doctors do get paid for pushing certain pharmaceuticals or for promoting certain medicines even. Shut up. So by all means, that might happen, but she thinks that all of science is against her because she's fat. And they're like, well, yes, they are, because they know how bad it is for you. We want you to live at Cute Fat Queer because you're a human being. We love you. But just, we're not being racist when we say, maybe drop a few pounds. Like, if you... Oh my God! Right, and the second video I'm going to play before we cut an end to today's Ramblecast, is this one made me laugh, right? So it's and if you come across any clips like this or any videos or any kind of audio content that you think would be good fun for playing on a Dhbxs show, send it in, of course, scott@dhbradio.com. This lady here, she how can I get right? Let me build you a backstory. Clearly there's been some beef in the heart of Glasgow. I know that's as shocking to you as it is to me, but there's some beef in the heart of Glasgow. Someone has attacked this poor woman, slashed her, if you will, with a blade. And I can't see exactly where because there's no marks in her face, there's no marks visibly, but she's been slashed somewhere by an opponent. So this kind gentleman here has taken his phone and thought, I'll record a wee interview with said lady and ask her what her plan is for retribution against said attacker. And it's glorious. Listen to this bad boy here. This is grand.
Excitement trips, all good, son. Right, here's
I'm going to give you more audio, more volume.
Tell that lassie that she's just...
Let's start again.
Excitement trips, all good, son. Right, here's the bull, Paula. Tell that lassie that she's just slashed you. What happened?
I'm gonna boot your cunt and you slash me. You wait and see what I'm gonna do to you. I'm gonna lick your cunt and I'm gonna...
You see what I'm going to do to you, you bet. I'm going to lick your cunt. And the tongue comes out, I'm going to lick your cunt. What? I've never in my days, I've spent years dealing with aggression in my old job and dealing with people wanting to punch my big fat head. Well, I can't say fat because it's racist. But people want to punch my big fat head. I never once, did someone say, you big bastard, I'll fucking show you, I'll suck your dick. Never once have I been threatened with such kind of retribution. But this is fucking gold.
Excitement trips, all good, son. Right, here's the bull, Paula. Tell that lassie that she's just slashed you. What happened?
I'm gonna boot your cunt and you slash me. You wait and see what I'm gonna do to you. I'm gonna lick your cunt and I'm gonna...
Excitement trips.
For fuck's sake. Sorry. Oh my God, I cannot. Oh, right. Anyway, folks, thank you for hanging around for this nonsense. This is going to be the end of the DHBXS show. Catch you on the next one. We are going to be recording a show this forthcoming Sunday. Myself and Lurch and whoever else we can rope in to do some nonsense. It's been wonderful speaking to you. Love you guys. And let me know what you think. Let me know if you want to hear more of these. Just inane ramblings for like a kind of half hour or so. More of these XS shows. If you like it, give us an email, dhbradio.com, scott@dhbradio.com. Don't forget to visit our Discord server. That's our new place for hanging out. Seems to be getting better and better. There should be links to that. If you go to dhbradio.com, there are links to all of our socials on there. Come and join us in Discord, and we'll get more crack there. See you later. Goodbye, guys.